Episode 63. The Struggle in Arousal. I came to look for my clothes. Jade quickly closed her eyes, not daring to look at Dario. How is it? How about my size? Dario whispered in her ear. He blew his breath into her ear, and that tickled her ears and ran a shiver down her spine. I don't know what you're talking about, you piece of... Leave now! You couldn't look away from me just now, and you're calling me a piece of... Guess who's a piece of... I think you are. Dario wrapped his arms around her waist. She was wrapped in a bath towel now, and Dario could clearly see her breasts. She had just finished bathing, and her body was still wet. The fragrance of the shower gel mixed with the smell of her body. For a moment, he actually had a reaction. His throat was dry, and a feeling of heat rose from his stomach. Let me go! Jade twisted and hit Dario's most sensitive part. Very quickly, she felt something hard pressing against her lower abdomen. She immediately understood what it was. Mr. Foster, don't! Jade closed her eyes, not daring to open them. She did not dare to move her body. She waved her hands around in panic. Damn it, Dario growled. He thought he could control his body well enough, but after meeting this woman, he could not control his body anymore. Mr. Foster, don't be like this. I know I was wrong. I didn't do it on purpose. I really didn't know you were taking a bath. I'll leave right away, okay? She didn't know that things would turn out like this. It's okay. If you want to see, then so be it. In any case, you've already looked at my body several times. Dario bit her earlobe and slowly moved his lips to her chin. In the end, he moved his lips to her delicate lips. He rubbed her lips with his mouth, causing Jade's heart to pound and her body to tremble uncontrollably. Mr. Foster, don't be like this. Jade closed her eyes tightly. She felt as if her body was out of her control and felt strange. Don't you like kissing me? Dario seemed to want to play with her and put her lower lip into his mouth. Soon, her cherry-like mouth became even redder. Her slightly swollen lips made her look even more sexy and alluring. Jade did not dare to answer. Tell me now, do you like it? Dario asked again. Dario saw that she was still ignoring him, so he bit her lower lip harder, as if he wanted to punish her on purpose. It hurts. Jade could not help but moan in pain. She frowned and slowly opened her eyes to meet his burning gaze. Don't you like it? Dario's deep voice was intoxicating. No! Jade did not know how to answer him. It was not like she didn't like what he was doing, but it felt strange. She would never have thought that she would get so intimate with the man in front of her. It all happened too quickly. It's good that you don't. When he heard the answer, a hint of joy appeared in his eyes. He hugged Jade tightly, carefully pried open her mouth, and stuck his tongue in. He extended his wide palm and pressed on the back of her head, pushing the kiss deeper. Jade could clearly feel that the thing pressing against her was only getting harder and bigger. The deeper they kissed, the more afraid Jade felt it. She didn't know what to do. She thought that normal people would think of a way to resist. She didn't know why, but she actually felt a bit reluctant to part with him at this point, though she initially thought of doing so. She was almost suffocated by the kiss and felt the hand on her waist was moving downwards. No! Jade cried. She used all her strength to push his body away. She even pinched her thigh hard to keep herself calm. Mr. Foster, I'm tired. I'm going to sleep. When Jade spoke, her breath was hot and loud. The atmosphere suddenly became different. It was dark in the room apart from the dim bathroom light. He was unwilling to let go of Jade and increased the strength of his arms around her. I really want to sleep. I have things to do tomorrow. She struggled free from his embrace. But just as she ran out of the door, Dario caught her, picked her up, and carried her to the master bedroom. At this moment, Dario had already been infected with lust. He did not care what she said and pressed her under his body. He could not wait to pull her towel away. This young, naked, and pretty woman teased Dario. Jade, on the other hand, tried to push him away with all her might. But she was just another woman with a weaker structure, so how could she defeat the strong Dario? Dario extended his wide palm and pressed both of her waving hands firmly on top of her head, making her unable to move. This made Jade very ashamed, but it woke her up as well. Dario changed from his usual calm state, as if he had lost his mind and intended to forcefully break in. "Let go of me now! You promised you wouldn't hurt me!" Jade lifted her leg and kicked him, but her strength was too weak. She could not hurt him at all. Dario did not plan to stop and bent closer over her. Jade did not say anything. She was eerily quiet. Only the sounds of Jade and Dario's breath were left. She did not resist anymore, and because of this, Dario felt that something was wrong. He stopped and looked up at her. There was a trace of shock in his eyes. He immediately let go of her hand. His expression was a little stunned. Jade was silently shedding tears, and her face was filled with despair. He had once again sworn that he would not let anyone hurt her again, but now he was the one hurting her. Jade raised her hazy eyes and stared at him. Her face was pale. After a long time, she finally spoke. "If you really loved me, you wouldn't do that to me. If all you're looking for is a mistress, I'm sorry, Mr. Foster, you'll have to look for someone else. I just want to give my most precious gift to the person I love the most." A trace of coldness and contempt appeared on Jade's face. Was this contempt towards him? So she wasn't in love with him.